Hey everybody, Brent with Side by Side Fury. Today we're going to install a water-cooled turbo on Jimmy's Turbo S. So run down on the parts real quick before we get started. We're doing a Garrett charge cooler. We've got a silver ball bearing turbo. We got a DynoJet tuner. A few extra parts. We got some bolts that we pulled out because we're probably going to either break one or we're going to have an issue with one. So we've got the four we might mess up there. A couple exhaust gaskets. We're going to have our vacuum pump gauge so we can check the wastegate crack pressure, and we'll go from there. So we get Jimmy's machine on the rack, but before we get it on the rack, I want to take a few minutes and get everything opened up. It's kind of hard to pull the doors and stuff once it's in the rack because of space and everything. So we'll go take a few minutes and get everything torn down, get the doors off of it, get the seats out of it, get all the stuff so we can get most of the creature comforts out of the way and go from there. I'm going to take a few things out of my way. I don't have to, it's just not worth fighting it. I got to take the whole exhaust off because I got to get into the charge cooler. I'm going to take the J-tube off. I'm going to get in here. I've already got the shocks off, got the tires off. I'm going to clean up a little bit of this mess when I go back together. Not that it's a mess, it's just, it gets zip tied up and it's not as tidy as I'd like it, but we'll get it all taken care of. So I'm going to get pretty much everything else ripped out of my way. I'm going to set it back down. I'll get the firewall out of my way. But I want to get it, it's easier to get it exposed and open so I don't have to bump into everything while I'm going, but we'll go from there.
That little right there, and you'll see that there is crap. Well, what happened is, my guess is a mud dauber got in there and made a home. Well, that will cause hell on your turbo system because what happens is they can't vent. So you get a PO, I think it's a 027 or whatever the code is for overboost because it can't vent because the mud daubers got in there and clogged it up, or be full of mud. Either way. But we'll make sure that's clean when we go back together.
I have a biter bit. I don't know what exactly. It's just a, and this is pretty beat up. I'm hoping this one works pretty good, but to get in there on the 6mm to get every bit of grip you can to get them out. And I use a reducer so I can use my 1/2-inch gun. The key to it is really using my 1/2-inch gun and getting in here and getting it in there as good as you can get it, and then getting a 1/2-inch gun where you can have some pretty good, I call it, rattle force, but when you get a 1/2-inch gun in here and you rattle it, and that came out pretty good. Turbo's out. Make sure we're going to swap everything over on the bench. That way we don't have to fight ourselves going back together. Pretty much the only thing that I can see that we got to swap out is we're going to swap out the vacuum line, the banjo for the vacuum line, and then I am going to put the coolant lines on here as I stick it back up in there. At least I'm going to put the coolant line on here first, and then once I get that on there. This is only because it makes my life a little easier. Taking this off, putting it back on. The turbo, the heater hose or coolant line, whatever. So guys, we got the turbo in. Everything's all bolted up. All the shields are back on. All the shields that we had, we could put them all back together. Everything's all torqued down, all put back in. Braces are all in. All the coolant holders are all hooked up. We primed the turbo with a little bit of oil. Always make sure you do that. Never knows how long it's been sitting. Never know if there was ever any oil into it. I don't think that you'll ever have a problem with the thing starting up and putting oil to it, but just in case, we did prime the turbo with oil. So now we're going to move on to getting the intercooler. We're going to get the intercooler all in bolted. We'll pull it out, and then we'll put the Garrett in there, get it all put in, put the fittings on it, get it all hooked up back up, and go from there. Put these on after the fact. So we got the turbo in, got the exhaust all buttoned back up, air charge coolers in, everything's all done. Before I put the rest of everything out together, I really like to fill it up, get it bled out. Biggest thing is because with all this shock in here, and everybody knows Polaris's bleed screws on their head, long extension, wobble socket, pretty easy to get to. So from here, I'll do that. And so now that we got everything back together, turbo's in, shocks are on, everything's buttoned up, got everything zip tied, checked everything. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up, and we'll check. We're gonna wanna heat cycle it, wanna sit here and heat cycle it for a bit, check all the fluids, double check everything. And then once we get everything back together, we're gonna tune it, go through the tuning instructions. I'm not sure exactly what tune. I haven't talked to the boss and asked him what tune they're gonna put in this thing, but we'll get it all together. We'll go ahead and fire it up, let you hear it, and let it heat cycle for a bit. So we got the car all done, got it all dialed in. Should be about 40 horsepower more than what he had. If you're looking at increasing your performance, turbo upgrades, just getting builds done, I mean, this is a beautiful build. Jimmy's car is definitely a show car, and it works perfect. Give us a call. We'll get you taken care of. Any of the sales guys up front can take care of you, walk you through any of your performance modifications or upgrades you want to get done. We'll get you taken care of.
Run.